He's only willing to see when me, I is ready to say, let me draw a line between pornography videos and masturbation. Let me draw a line between, conversation that doesn't have spiritual benefit. I sincerely do not know why God is sending this message to you today, but I can tell you, if God doesn't want you to hear this truth, you will not say it. You really have to adjust. You sincerely, really have to adjust very fast. Because the new life you're hoping for, you're expecting for God to create, there is no way God will create that new life for you if you're not ready to adjust, to fit in. If you're not ready to change. God will not create a new life for a person who he knows will not, receive that new life or will not make use of the new life. God only creates a new home if he knows that, you're ready, you're seeking, you've been waiting for a new home, for a new house. So God will only create a new life for you, a new beginning for a person who is ready to walk in that beginning. Because God doesn't waste anything. He doesn't waste time. He doesn't waste any single moment of his time. So if you want change, you have to be sure that you've adjusted, that, you've changed. You're different. That God could, now see you as a different person. So he can bring something new, the new road, the new beginning, the transformation, the new season that you're looking for. Because in the book of Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there's a purpose, a time where God has created to perfect everything under heaven. So God has time and every season and everything, whatever that you're looking for, worked out. Because in every season, there's a promotion, there's a change, there's a blessing, there's a transformation where God has, made for every believer who is ready to walk in a direction. So, you can walk with God in this season, but in the next season, you may not walk with God. And God won't force himself on you. God won't force change on you. So if you are willing for change, understand that there will only come to you if God sees that you're ready to walk in them. Because God is disciplined. He doesn't, walk with anyhow people, anyhow Christians. God is highly strict and God is highly disciplined. So if you are not a disciplined Christian, you cannot walk with God. If you don't have self-control, you're very far away from God. Because if you don't have self-control, you will always and will live in sin while in God's season. And God doesn't want that. So God wants a person who is willing for change. If God doesn't want you to change, you can change yourself. Because if you could, God would not have needed to come in the form of Jesus Christ to die for your sin. The Bible says in the book of John chapter 15, abide in me and I in you. Because he knows that you cannot help yourself. Only him can help you. That's why he says, abide in him. So God knows that you can't change yourself or help yourself to anything. And that's why he's willing, to see if you are willing to accept it. God doesn't force, people to be different, I can force you to change. I can get in a relationship with a woman now and say, I want you to change. Do this, do that, adjust, make it this way, to spice it, to fit the way I want. But a woman can do the same thing. A family, whatever, in our office where you work, right? They can say anything to you so that you can fit in. God doesn't do that. He's only willing to see when me, I is ready to say, let me draw a line between pornography videos and masturbation. Let me draw a line between, conversation that doesn't have spiritual benefit. Let me draw a line between, things that doesn't produce healthy, feeling. So when God sees that you're ready to draw those lines, that's when he can create the change that you're looking for. Change are always around. God is always working with changes, with good season, with new time, with new beginning. But God is only, looking for a heart, for a soul who is willing.